Alright, ABA is finally dropping another update. This time we're confirmed to be getting 2 characters plus 1 refresh. The first character is Toji, the man we already knew was going to be in the game. But there's a secret character that's coming out alongside him. You see, ABA is branded as Animebattlearena, yet they're adding a character that's not from an anime. Instead, he's from a game. That guy is Roland, who I never actually heard of up until now. But hey, he's coming to ABA and maybe he'll be interesting. He uses a lot of weapons and will probably have some sort of fun moveset. However, the last and final character is Stark, who's getting an overhaul. Basically, new animations, new VFX, and possibly new moves. However, I'm one of those people who didn't vote for Stark, and I'm kind of both hyped and kind of upset that Stark is getting a change. I feel like Stark's base is lacking in some aspects. I mean, his first move is pretty inconsistent at times, and he feels kind of limited against passive players. Then his awakening is range basic and pretty much take you out with very little effort. I feel like changing up his base would do wonders, and maybe just nerfing his awakening will probably balance him out. And with that being said, people did vote for Stark. I didn't vote for Stark. I actually voted for Piccolo, Krillin, and Asta because those 3 characters are still pretty solid but feel pretty outdated. Either way, that's all my opinion. You can agree or disagree, but with that said, it's time to move on to the biggest question I have to ask. And that question is whether or not this would be a good update. And to be honest, only time will tell. I mean, I hope there's an extra character coming in the update, but I guess 3 new things isn't bad. On paper, my pre-update rating is going to be a 7 out of 10. You know, Toji is a huge addition. He will probably be fun, and Roland should be a pretty interesting character depending on how they do him. However, my thing with Roland is I just don't care. I don't care about this character, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea who Roland is. I could care less about him, and sure, he might be interesting. You guys might care about him, but I never heard of Roland in my life, bro. I'm gonna just be for real, man. But that doesn't mean he'll be a bad character. And as for Stark, his rework or overhaul, refresh, whatever you want to call it, should definitely be pretty good. If it's a massive downgrade, then I can definitely see the update being a little bit of a bad one. However, none of this has happened yet, and we'll have to see how the update plays out. I love that the devs are back to work making more shit, and honestly, ABA is one of my favorite games that I literally grew up playing. Anyways, with that being said, that ends today's video. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe, and maybe I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.